Today we're joined by Julie Goodnight, who is a world-renowned clinician and horsewoman who's put together not only an impressive series of videotapes to watch, I guess I should say they're on disc these days, not videotape,
yeah.
but also some clinics at horse gatherings all over the country and around the world. We're glad to have you here, but I want to talk about the show that you have on RFD TV, and tell us about it. How long has it been going on?
Well, the show's called Horse Master with Julie Goodnight, and it's been running since January of this year, and it's just been a huge success. We're really happy about it. It's a format that's very similar, familiar to a lot of people. We've kind of based it loosely on The Dog Whisperer and a little bit on Super Nanny. So what we do is we travel around the country and we work with individual horses and their owners who are having problems and or trying to attain a new level. And we come in and we sort out the problem with the horse, we fix the rider, and then send them on their way in a much better state. So it's been a lot of fun. We've worked with a lot of different types of horses, disciplines, and everything.
It has to be very rewarding to be able to see somebody's problem and know how to fix it, and then see them go off on their own with the problem fixed. What are some of the unique stories that have been a highlight for you to see that accomplishment?
Well, like I said, we've shot all over the country with a variety of breeds and disciplines, but one of the ones that stands out the most in my mind, and probably the single episode we've gotten the most feedback from, was about a woman who bought her dream horse, which was a Friesian, a beautiful, big, black Friesian, and they had an incident together where she was taking off his blanket over his head, and he turned around to touch her, and she shocked him. And he blew up, and he ran over the top of her, and she got hurt. And as a result of that incident, they were afraid of each other. She was afraid of him, and he was afraid of her. The horse was fine around anyone else, but anytime he was around her, and she was standing in the position where he got shocked, he just kind of fell apart, and which would cause her to become more fearful. So what we thought was going to start out to be an episode on teaching this horse to be more mannerly on the ground, very clearly turned out to be an episode about fear and dealing. Both the horse and the rider needed to deal with their fear. The rider needed to acknowledge that she was coping with fear. And we needed to work on some strategies for her to deal with it a little bit better. Once she calmed herself down and got control of her emotions, the horse followed suit. So it was a really neat episode. Of course, a big, beautiful horse. Didn't hurt anything either. But it was really fun, and it was fun to see this success, and I think a lot of people could relate to that episode.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, fear seems to be one of those obstacles that may keep a lot of people from getting to that next level or even continuing with horses at all. What are some of the guidelines that you share with people on how to get over that fear?
Well, I have a book and an audio CD on the subject, and really it's just all about learning to control your emotions. I encourage people to intellectualize their fear, in other words, really analyze it, understand the emotion, understand the physical effects on their body, and then have the mental discipline to just concentrate, deep breathing, eye exercises. So there's actually a lot of specific things you can do to learn to control the fear. But the first thing is acknowledging that that's what's causing the problem, and then taking action to fix it.
And if you want to find out more about Julie Goodnight, go to pfiwestern.com or juliegoodnight.com.